Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, I wanted to discuss what is happening with Foodie Beauty's face. Now, she could deny it all she wants. However, there is clearly something going on with one side of Foodie Beauty's face as well as her eye. Now, it's been several months wherein people in her chat have been commenting that one side of her face is a little puffier than the other. And in the beginning, this wasn't entirely obvious. It was obvious from certain angles, but it wasn't obvious all the time that there was a little bit of edema, perhaps, on one side of her face. Lately, however, that has become much more obvious and it has started to affect her eye and her mouth. The first time that it was the most apparent was during the couple's video or couple's live stream that she and Salah did where they're playing games. They were doing chess, they were doing staring contest, etc. And in that video, it was the first time that whatever it is that's happening with her had a noticeable effect on her mouth. Now, take a look at the picture that I am using for this video. And it's very clear that whatever this swelling is, it's tugging at her mouth. And it's making one side appear higher than the other. We can see more of her teeth and more of her gum line on one side versus the other. Her smile is now asymmetrical. Her eye appears smaller on one side versus the other. Now, initially, many viewers believed that what we were seeing was the result of Foodie Beauty's use of filters. I even saw some theorizing that perhaps she was using the fish eye filter. I believe that what we are seeing is a medical crisis, if not a full-on medical emergency. In one of her most recent live streams, she brings out a bottle of mustard and attempts to make a joke. And in the process, she tips over to the side. She's unable to form her sentence and her face starts to twitch a little. So again, there's something medically going on with Foodie Beauty. This is not filters. Now, she could be having mini strokes. She could have already had a stroke and either is not aware of it or she is and is just failing to talk about it. It could be the result of uncontrolled diabetes, or it could be something having to do with poor oral hygiene. Foodie Beauty herself has said that it's been many, many years since she has been to a dentist. She said that Salah had gone to the dentist relatively recently, but she refused. She could be dealing with some type of an oral infection or an abscess. We do know that she is missing several teeth, so it's not outside of the realm of possibility that what is going on with her is swelling due to gum infection, dental infection, something to that effect. Regardless of what the cause is, it is clearly a medical condition that she needs to look after. However, as we know, she refuses because she refuses to leave her house. Now, Foodie Beauty could say that she doesn't see anything being wrong, despite her chat always pointing out that her eye is bulging or that her cheek is puffy. She has further stated that she doesn't see anything when she wears her makeup. And of course, makeup can be used to balance her features out and create an illusion that things are much more symmetrical than they really are. It's also interesting to see that when she's using filters during her pre-recorded mukbangs, the swelling is less apparent and her eyes appear more even, as does her mouth. So that is a telltale sign that yes, just like we all knew, she does use filters in her videos. However, during live stream, we can see exactly what is going on. Now again, Foodie claims that she doesn't see what everyone in her chat is talking about and pointing out to her. However, what about Salah? Surely Salah sees that something is going on with her face, that her features are changing, that one side of her face appears to be puffier or more swollen than the other, that one eye appears to be larger than the other, that her mouth is not symmetrical and both sides of her mouth are not moving simultaneously. Of course, Salah sees this. Has he not said anything to her? Does he not care? Is he not concerned that she could go into a full-blown crisis right in front of him and he will have to act in that moment? Like I said, look at the image that is being used for this video. It is very obvious. So surely he sees it as well. And although this growth or swelling is something which has been occurring gradually, it has now sped up to the point where it's causing her face to contort. And if there have been other occasions where she has lost her ability to speak or has lost her balance or tipped over as she did in that mustard video, how has Salah reacted to that? Has he even reacted at all? Now this cheek swelling and eye bulging and mouth drooping is only the most recent iteration of a physical deterioration that has been occurring ever since Foodie Beauty moved out to Kuwait. We have seen her steadily decline. It's very obvious, contrary to what she tells us, that she has put on a substantial amount of weight ever since she moved to Kuwait. Her cognitive abilities have also declined. Not that she was some type of genius or professor, however, she was much more articulate when she was back in Canada. If you go back and watch one of her videos, either when she was in Canada or when she first got to Kuwait, there is a stark difference both in terms of her appearance and in her conversational style, her conversational ability, her ability to put together a sentence and have a conversation. Stark contrasts. Which now brings me to the point of her family. Foodie Beauty claims that she does keep in touch with her family, particularly her mother and her aunt. Do they not see what is going on? Do they not see the difference in her physically? If we all see what is currently going on with her face, her family definitely should. Are they not concerned? Even if they just watch one video, it will be extremely apparent. In fact, if you don't see somebody for a long time, the next time you see them, that's when you notice all of the physical changes on them. So even if her family doesn't watch her videos regularly or consistently, if they just see one, they would notice it. Same goes with any type of video call. Are they not concerned? Do they not care? Or has she alienated them or alienated herself from the family to the extent that they are just not involved and they've essentially wished her well and are carrying on with their own lives? There are a lot of questions here, but the one thing that is not a question is that there is something seriously wrong with Foodie Beauty, and she needs to seek out medical attention. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much. Until next time.